What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of Uncut. And today I have on Zak Zakar. I don't think I've ever had one twin and not two twins.
Well, you got the better of the half.
I got the better half.
Hello.
The one, my favorite one.
Everyone's favorite twin.
Oh, are you?
No. I am no one's favorite twin. I just got asked because Michael's out in Florida, so
I would have had both of you.
Right.
And we came up with this. Well, actually, I just texted you to come.
Jeff told me we were going to interview boys outside of a church, and I didn't know what he was
I did
saying.
not say that.
You said, we're going to talk about being boys outside of a church, and now we're in this studio. I don't even know where I am right now, but I'm here, so thank you for having me on your show.
Okay, so we'll roll with that part. Okay, so I wanted you to come on, though, because I feel like we both grew up very similarly. That, like, religious households, middle of nowhere, moved to the city and said, "Get me the fuck out of here."
Absolutely not. I know you have
What
a good,
do you mean?
You have a good relationship with your mom, so
You do too.
honey.
You don't think you have a good relationship with your mom?
I think I have a good relationship now.
Okay, so I didn't have a great relationship my whole
she
entire
gets
life.
you Easter baskets.
So that
What
doesn't mean we didn't get in like screamy arguments when we were younger.
White.
Oh my
White.
God, here we go. Okay, why do you think you don't have a good relationship with your mom now?
No. My mom and I have a very generic mother and son relationship where I feel like we're close, but we got close later in life because we had a really rough upbringing because she never wanted to be a mother. And I mean that in a very positive way. Like something I've been trying to unlearn is that our parents are humans too.
Yeah.
And growing up, I never thought my mother was a bad mother. I just, now that I've like talked to her and I'm growing a relationship with her, it's very clear that she didn't want to be a mother. And it's not to say she wasn't a good mother. She just didn't want to be a mother.
No, I get it. Well, you guys are also like the last two of her four, right?
There's four of us. She wanted six, but Michael and she got so pregnant with us, 90 pounds this woman gained.
That's a lot.
And she said we ruined her body and never had children again.
So you are her last two.
I am, yes,
Yeah.
I am the baby.
Okay, so you were the reason she was like, "I'm fucking done."
I was her 13th reason, yes.
Yeah. At least you're aware. And she told you.
I'm
clearly.
very socially aware.
Yeah, she told you guys.
She told me. Yeah, my mom is a very interesting person. We're from the Middle East. So, as you know, women from the Middle East are interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, to be honest.
Well, read my
Yeah.
book and find out, Jeff.
I do have your book still.
Okay, read it, and
I
then
might
you'll know
have three
about my
copies
mother.
of your book.
Read my book, and then you'll know me and you did not have the same upbringing. Okay, honey?
So fair. But I was saying from a religious aspect, my mom's like a first grade Catholic school teacher. You know? So
is that what your mom
different.
does?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, my mom grew up with nuns.
Okay, so yeah, like same shit.
Okay,
you know?
I guess we did have the same upbringing.
And she was very much like Jesus. Like, yeah, we're close, but like we still disagree on those type of things, you know? But how do you think that influenced you growing up so religious? How do you think that influenced you in terms of like hiding your identity, if you will?
As far as religion goes, growing up, I found the Middle Eastern church to be more of an excuse for people. I think people hid behind religion to ambush them with really shitty points of views. Like I remember our church was like they said something so negative about gay people, and it's just like
Actually in church.
Yeah, in church. And I was like so in disbelief because like this was at a time when like you would read stories online of churches saying like really homophobic shit, and I was just like, not my church. And then literally like a week later, I was sitting in church, and it was something I can't recall it off the top of my head right now because it was years ago.
Yeah.
But it was so homophobic, and I was just like in disbelief. And on the car ride home, I was like, "Mom, can you believe he like said that? Like, shouldn't we love thy neighbor?" And my mom was like, "Well, the church said it."
But
like,
no.
I find a lot of people use religion as a way to cope with their shitty behaviors to other people. Like, I can treat you badly, but I'm a Christian, so it's cool.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I feel that. They use it as an excuse, and they're like, "Oh, I did something bad, but you know what? I'll just like confess and go to confession,
Correct.
and then like I'm washed away and all is fine." You know?
No, and and I'm not saying this. I'm just very self-aware. I find myself to be like a better person than a lot of Christians who, like, you know, especially my family. If you're watching, Zakars,
Yeah. Yeah.
That like they say a certain. I mean, a lot of people just like say a certain thing and then act another way. And I just firmly believe if you need religion to tell yourself you're a good person, you're not a good person.
You're not a good person. No, I would agree.
Hot
So
take.
at this point, do you think you have any ties with like Jesus, God, you know?
I find myself to be a spiritual person, and I will say the other day I got a Christmas miracle, and there was a moment where I was like, I think I believe in God.
No way.
Yeah,
We
I
went
was
there.
No, it was that
Okay.
deep. I was working a week straight, including Christmas and the day after Christmas, and I was like so mad. I was
Working the
like,
holidays sucks.
it's abusive.
Yeah.
Hot take. Do not work on the holidays. And I was like so depressed because I was like missing a bunch of family shit. And I'm in a contract this year, so I'm like
Yeah.
locked in it. I can't get out of it. And the day before Christmas, my work catches on fire. Catches on fire. And we had to close down for 2 days, and we got paid for it. So I had Christmas,
Amazing.
and the day after Christmas paid off. And I literally said, what a Christmas miracle. It was truly.
That is quite beautiful.
It was magical. It was truly magical. I smoked a lot of weed and just
a
hung
great
out. It was
way to
great.
celebrate Jesus' birthday.
Thank you, Jesus.
And now I'm pretty sure Trump's getting elected today, right? Isn't the
Is he?
inauguration today? Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure it's
I'm
today.
living in New York time where I don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
I
So
have no idea what today is.
good luck to everyone who voted for that. Okay, so what's the craziest thing you think you did when you were younger? That like deep down you knew. Let me give my example because this will make more sense.
Please.
When I was younger, I used to like watch 1 hour of lesbian porn, and then I would finish with the gay porn because I thought 1 hour of lesbian porn could like overpower my 10 minutes of gay porn and like still make me straight.
I like the math there.
You know, like I
think the
thought it was
math-
onto something.
No,
with
I
that.
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So what was the question?
Like, what's the craziest thing you ever did to like try to keep yourself from
In the
being
closet?
gay? Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I've only grabbed one titty in my life.
Okay.
She had tits like mine, so it didn't really count. I feel like I was just flicking a nipple. What is the straightest thing I've done to? I played rugby, and I only played rugby to like hide in the closet.
I feel like you'd be low key so good at rugby.
I was okay. My position was hooker. And,
What does that mean?
You hook the ball with your foot.
Oh.
So for 2 years, I played rugby. And let me tell you, rugby is a gay sport. Like, so many boys are touching you. No one's out, but everyone's touching.
Everyone's touching.
Everyone's touching. Join it.
I think that sounds amazing.
I didn't watch.
Did you wear a jockstrap for that?
No. You think I knew what a jockstrap was in high school?
I don't know. Like maybe you need a cup.
No,
like I
did-
wore a jockstrap for football because I needed
played
the
football?
cup. Yeah, for like
I would
8
love.
years.
I would love to see that. Were
Yeah.
Were you good?
I think so.
If you think so, you probably were good.
Yeah, like I mean, I wasn't going pro.
You either know you're good or you're not good. Okay.
Bitch, fuck off. Okay, so you wrote a book, your first book, called "Pray the Gay Away."
Yep.
Do you think you actually, at some point in your life, thought you could pray the gay away?
When I first accepted or like came to terms with my gayness, there was a minute where I was like, why me? And like prayed. I was just like hoping things could change. And very quickly you learn you have to take what you have and like work with it.
Yeah.
So I decided to embrace it really was my twin coming out that helped me embrace my own coming out. Cause it did feel like, I mean, luckily for me, like I always say coming out's a very singular journey for the individual. But for me, I had a twin, so my coming out was more of a shared journey. So I'm very blessed to say nothing was wrong with me because my twin was just as fucked up as I was.
And she still is.
She still is.
Shout out, Michael. Yeah. So you never thought you could pray the gay away?
No, I think my mom thought, I mean, the book kind of talks about the 7 years in which she tried to de-gay us. Like,
Yeah.
when we came out, she threw holy water on us. Only made us gayer little gremlins. You
Literally.
throw water on them and they just start sucking dick.
I mean, if I just go, you're like, oh.
You ruined water
Facial.
sports. You ruined water sports
Yeah.
for me. That's what I said.
Have you
to
ever
my
tried
mother.
that?
Water sports?
Yeah.
Yes, Jeff.
I haven't. So I'm just,
I
now
mean,
you're giving me like, oh my God, of course I have. Like,
Honey.
you act like everyone should do that.
If there's a checklist, I've checked it off. Let's play never would I have I ever and I'd win.
I agree with that statement. You would win. So going back to your family and like your upbringing, because I feel like me coming out, I didn't need to like rebuild my relationship with my family. It was
Yeah.
just, I almost think it made my relationship with my family better.
Oh, good.
Because I feel
That's
like
good to hear. I love
then
to hear
we
that.
all got to actually like really, really know each other.
Yeah.
that I feel like it started a conversation that like my mom opened up about like certain things with like
That's
her
good.
family, and like I think it just opened a vulnerable conversation.
I think I don't know your family like that, but
Yeah.
it's good to hear that a family can get deep. I don't think my family can get deep. I think my family like yes, I think some families are unable to be vulnerable with their children or with themselves. So that's really beautiful that your parents could help you in
Just
that journey.
talk.
talk,
Yeah.
talk to you like a human. I love that.
Do you think yours is religion based as to why they can't be vulnerable?
I do think my family specifically, um, we've talked to our mother, we talked to my father, and I don't think their parents really gave them a vulnerable space to be emotional humans. I find my parents both very cold and robotic, and that's not their fault. They were just taught a certain way. So I'm very blessed that I say this in like two parts. I'm very blessed that I'm nothing like them.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to almost not even this. I love being who I am because I know deep down my parents are proud. They just like can't say it.
They can't say. And that's more just culturally, not so much
Yes.
religiously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How have your siblings been with everything?
My sister has always been a second mother to us, so she's been pretty good. She has 3 kids, so she did it right, Bridget.
Yeah.
Proud of you. Good for Bridget for
Yay, Bridget.
getting pregnant.
Yeah. 3 times.
Joey, it's kind of like Bruno. We don't talk about Joey. Sorry,
Okay.
Snapchat. And me and my brother, we're inseparable. We're best friends. So I'm
I
very
mean, you
happy.
guys live together.
We live together.
You've never not lived together, right?
Yes, we never not lived together. I told Michael, I was like, I can't wait till we get to a point where like we can afford New York rent. But on top of that, like live separately, I think would be closer.
Okay.
We're just on top of each other and we work together, we write together. We have mostly the similar friends groups. Like I'm currently trying to make friends outside of Michael.
Yeah.
And Michael's like, "Oh, can I meet your other friends?" I said, "No."
And you're
I
like,
said,
"I want to be
boundaries."
separate. Yeah.
But we're very close.
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay, so I'm going to answer this as well, but do you think it's possible to be gay and religious at the same time?
That's a loaded question. I think religion is so different for so many people. So yes, do I think someone can be the Christians we see today in gay? No, but I do think some people can be like religious. It's a loaded question. Yes,
Yeah.
The short answer, yes. I think it's so hard. Yes,
I think like people listening who are maybe younger and they're in high school or something and they go to this Catholic school and they're being, I don't want to say brainwashed, but you're getting a shit ton of information and then you're being quizzed on it.
Yes.
And I feel like people don't realize how much of this is so irrelevant to your day-to-day life once you're out of it. And not like out of the house and everything, but like once you just start living your own life and you're not in school around these same people every day being taught these things, it's like once you start surrounding yourself around different people, you're like, wow, this is actually
real life. This is
minimal.
Real life. When you're not in your comfort bubble, when you're not in your bubble, you start seeing the world for like what it is. Like moving to LA and New York, you really see a different world.
Yeah.
I think that question really frazzled my brain.
I can tell.
I know. I think it's so loaded with how people. I have a very unique relationship with religion. So for me, I find the religion that is being taught, Christianity, like if that's what we're talking about, if what Christianity is being taught today, it's not based in the original teachings of itself. It's almost become a caricature of itself.
Yeah.
So I find religion to be very tacky now because like they don't pay taxes, they don't help the poor. Like what do they do?
Like what are they doing?
What are they doing?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? I want to know. If a Christian is watching this, please answer. What do you do to make the world better besides give your money to the church that is probably going to the priest?
And what's the priest doing?
Buying a Lamborghini. My priest has 2 Lamborghinis.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. His house, the Middle Eastern church, is so.
Can they get married?
Yes, they can get. I don't know. I don't know if they can get married. I don't know. But the church I go to back home, outside of our church, is his house. It's a mansion with his 2 cars sitting out front, and no one is like
they're almost like proud, being like, yeah, he got that.
And they pass around the basket at our church twice. And my mom always gives 20. I said, Mom, give that money to
Yeah,
me.
literally.
Your son.
Wait, that's crazy.
It is great, yes.
So you still go when you go home?
I like to go to support my mother for like to be like to make jokes. I always have to take a fat edible before going to church just to really see the Holy Spirit.
Wait, that's wild.
Yeah.
You want to know what's funny is my siblings, I think we all agree on like where we feel with like the whole religious thing. My parents would never even fathom to like think to ask, oh, it's Easter Sunday, it's Ash Wednesday. Like they would never ask us to go to church ever,
Oh,
ever,
really?
ever. No.
You don't go to church? When's the last time you went to church?
Probably someone's wedding.
Really?
Yeah. Like I have
Oh.
not actually been to church probably since like my brother's graduation or some shit.
Oh, if I'm home for Christmas, there's a gun to my head.
Fuck.
Yeah, like Squid Game style.
Okay. That's
and I go and we suffer.
okay. Well, since we're here, give me your hot take on religion.
I feel like I gave you so many
So
hot
many hot
takes. My biggest hot take is Christians do better. That's just like
Okay.
very straight up.
I
hot
would
take.
say mine is like religion is a cult, essentially.
100%.
That's like my view on religion, unfortunately.
No, I feel like if like growing up, I understood America to be a mixing pot. And now it just feels like we're almost in high school again, where
Yeah.
like the white kids are dominating like Christianity, but like the other religions are being so like looked down upon or just like lesser than the popular white kids, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Like, yes.
Like there's like a hierarchy to which one's
To
cooler.
religion, yes. I do think some religions are taken, like God forbid you see a Muslim praying and people are like, oh, terrorist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But
I just
is that
truly,
fucked up? Yeah.
because I mean, like, yeah, and no one ever questions the people on the street like being like, follow Jesus or you're gonna die.
I question that. There's a
no,
guy who
I
literally
mean,
screams outside my
But
brunch every
could
Sunday.
you imagine if if someone from Islam did that? Imagine if anyone else did that.
They'd be arrested.
They'd
for
be
sure.
arrested, shot, or fought. But the fact that these crazy people are like, it's so ugly to me. Like that's why for me, like just Christianity has an ugly taste in my mouth because I feel like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't like we can't like. My one aunt, she'll always say like I try to get deep with her and I told her right before moving to New York, I was like, I'm moving to New York to really pursue X, Y, and Z. And she's like, yep, pray to God. And I'm like, bitch, are you listening?
Yeah,
I
like
was
why is that your
right? Like, pray to God for what? I'm going balls to the wall in New York. Okay,
Yeah.
so like if you can't get deep with me and your baseline is talk to God, then honey, get a personality. Okay, God can't be hot take. God cannot be your personality.
That is also true. Yes.
It is. A lot of people make that their personality.
They truthfully do. Even between like the jewelry and like all, I'm like, girl, just chill.
You want a dead man hanging around your neck? I always thought the cross was hot take. The cross is a weird statement to put around your neck.
Yes.
A dead man around your neck.
It's awkward. You know, the most awkward thing is I actually used to always have a cross.
And he has abs.
And I used to hook up with guys with the cross on. And when I would be like topping someone and I'd be like over them, the necklace would like go like this, like, and Jesus would be like in their mouth essentially.
Yeah.
And I'd
That's
be like,
kinda hot.
Jesus has to go.
Well, Jesus can stay.
No,
Jesus can watch.
Jesus is now gone.
No, I mean he's got a six pack, so it can't be all that bad. But you know,
Well, this leads to a really fucked up game.
please.
I think this might get us canceled, but we're gonna play because you don't give a fuck. Okay, so this game is fuck, marry, kill. I have 4
Oh
categories.
my god, I already know where this is going. Okay, go.
Okay, so fuck, marry, kill. Here's your first 3: Jesus, Judas, Joseph.
You're trying to get me canceled. Marry Jesus, obviously.
Okay.
Because he's our Lord and Savior, and if he's listening,
Yeah, sure.
What are
I'd
the
probably
other
do
two?
the same.
What are the other two?
Judas and Joseph.
I don't know what they look like.
I would just go off personality. I would probably say I'd fuck Judas.
I'd fuck Judas, yes.
Because I feel like
He's
he
a bad
is bad.
boy. He's bad.
Yeah. And what did Joseph do?
Didn't he marry Mary?
I don't think he ever even got married.
I mean, he was like the
He just was like the plus one of the
plus.
fam.
He was
Yeah.
the gay best friend.
So like serves no purpose.
So I'd kill Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph's got to go.
That's dark.
That's dark.
Sorry,
Okay.
Snapchat.
This one's more generic.
Thank God.
Okay. A priest, the Pope, A Eucharistic minister.
Okay, to make a scene, kill the Pope, because iconic.
Okay.
Again, being iconic, fuck a priest,
Fuck
which
a
I
priest.
have done.
Have you?
Yes. Story for another day.
No, I think we're doing that today once we're done with this question.
It was a gay church. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
We'll talk. It's in my next book. Okay, we have lots of questions.
Oh my
And
God.
what is the other person?
A Eucharistic minister.
I don't know what that is.
That's the person who goes like body of Christ and they give you like the bread.
Oh, take that back. I mean, fuck that one because they know how to put it in your mouth. You know
They
what
do.
I mean?
Yeah, and they give you the blood. They
I
give
think
you all
it's
the
dependent
things.
on who is the Pope and the priest and the other
Okay.
one at the minister at the time. Because there's been some like cute popes, but there's also been some like raisins.
So you want to know what's funny is you're thinking from a sexual, like physical appearance standpoint.
Where
I
are
would be
you-
like, I would marry the Pope for his money.
Oh,
You know, like give me the Pope and the
Yes.
whole fucking
and
thing's
the
money.
power.
I would probably fuck a Eucharistic minister because I feel like they'd be on the younger side. You know, like
Okay.
they'd probably be like early 20s. Like it's kind of like
Hoping, yeah.
before you're a 60-year-old priest.
Okay.
That's my brain.
This is all going on Snapchat. Are we allowed to say these for Snapchat?
I don't know, but they
Snapchat,
said let's
please.
make a religious episode, and I said let's fucking do it.
Okay.
Okay, wait. I do have to pivot though, because please explain
Please
to me
pivot.
how does one find a gay priest?
Back when we were touring Pray the Gay Way, we were doing a lot of readings at churches, and I didn't realize this. There's a lot of gay churches where like it's very the audience is a gay crowd, and there's a gay priest, and he talks about religious from a gay POV, and it's really beautiful. And to be honest, if I like went to a gay church growing up, I probably would be a little bit more religious.
That is very interesting.
It was cool. He was a little weird, but like,
So, like, what does that mean exactly? Because technically, if you're a priest, you can't be married, you can't have sex, right?
I mean, the stained glass at churches,
Mhm.
they had penis stained glass. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, what the fuck
wouldn't that
is
be
this
awesome? Wouldn't that
place?
be awesome? No, it's a normal church, but when they talk about acceptance, I believe it. Do you know what I mean? Like they almost say the same message, but it's almost coming from like more of a believable point of view. Do you know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah.
They talk about acceptance and loving thy neighbor, and like they don't really even focus on the gay thing. There's like one gay flag in the corner or somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's cute. I like wish there was more of that in religion. Acceptance.
So I have to ask, how did you end up fucking
Boning
the
him?
priest?
It's a phenomenal story. To be completely honest, I was flirting with. I got his number because he took pictures of Michael and I at the sermon, like speaking,
Okay.
and I was like, I was texting him and my ex-boyfriend at the time, and I was texting them simultaneously, and my ex-boyfriend and I were like close at the time, and I was like texting them back and forth, and I finally texted the priest. I'm like, oh yeah, you want to see something else? And my ex was like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh my God, this is to the wrong person. And I ended up breaking up with my ex that night and then fucked this priest.
Oh.
He just blew me. We didn't go the full way. So like,
Okay, but still, you
he's
had.
still going.
How
He's
old?
still going.
How old was this man?
Like 40s.
Okay.
He was okay. He wasn't that cute, but he had the costume on. So like,
So the costume made you feel a
I
little
love a
empowered.
costume. I had to do it for the bit
Okay.
to tell people I fucked a priest.
Did you suck his dick?
No, I'm not a no.
Okay, so he sucked yours, and then you said, "Peace the fuck out."
Yes, I'm unfortunately a dense top.
Was it in his like? What's a priest home called? It's not a convent. That's where the nuns go.
I think it's just a home.
No, it's not. They have a place. Where did you go to his place?
Yes.
Okay, so you went to an actual just home.
I went to a home, and yes.
I think all priests live together, and there's a home. It's called, but I don't know what it's called.
You know, that's an orgy every night.
Yeah, okay,
Breaking
but-
bread. You know.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Okay, pivoting from religion.
Thank God.
Yeah. Let me just breathe for a second.
Okay,
Oof, my
take it
mom's
in.
not gonna kill me for that one, I don't think.
Does she watch your Snapchat stories?
She doesn't, but her friends do.
Miss
And that-
Perla's friends.
yeah.
What are their names? Let's shout one out.
Miss Long, Mrs.
Miss
Commi-
Long.
Yeah.
Miss Long. I'm sorry you had to hear me fucking a priest.
But no, they all tell her what I say, and then my mom's like eye rolls, and she's like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, but
to
they
Jeff's
all.
mom's.
That's the weirdest part is they all taught me. You know what I mean? Because like my mom's friends are obviously her teacher friends because they work together.
Oh my
and
God,
so
they're
I
your
went to the
teachers.
school, so they were my teachers at
Oh
some
my
point when I was
God.
growing up.
What's school?
St. Margaret's School.
St. Margaret's. What up? Get Pray the Gay Away. Read that in class.
Could you imagine?
It's a good book. No, I could imagine it.
I think the year my mom wants to retire, maybe I'll ask her if she would read that book.
Please, and do an audiobook of her reading it.
I might have to go watch
She's
how
got
this
a
unbox.
sexy voice.
Okay, so we're gonna
Okay.
play a game
Thank God.
called The Judgment Zone.
Okay.
Since religious people love to judge us, we're gonna judge each other.
Great.
So we are gonna hold up signs, whether they say "going to hell," "iconic," or "it's not that bad."
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna give these to you. I'm gonna read you my 3 scenarios that have happened to me in the past month, and then you are gonna hold up a sign
Okay.
with however you feel
Please
this
do.
is. Okay. Number 1. I recently was with my grandma and she asked who I was talking to. So I was like showing her pictures of him, like the Boston kid.
Okay.
And we came across like a naked photo of him. And she was like, "Oh, just show me." And I was like, "Oh,
Your grandma?
yeah." And so I showed her and she was like, "Oh, he's so cute."
My grandma would never. My grandma
Okay,
would
so that's
never.
bad. That's not iconic.
That's weird.
Okay, so
That's weird.
okay. Well, hopefully the next one goes better. Okay. Next one. I tried to convince my brother-in-law and sister to make an OnlyFans over the holidays. Love.
Straight, make the money.
Yeah, that's what I
Make
told
that money,
him.
Yes.
All the time people are like, "Oh man, you have such a hot brother-in-law, blah blah."
He's
And him and
not.
I are like close from college. We've known each other for like 10 years. So we go to the gym together, we do other things. I'm like, "Why don't we just take like photos?" And my sister is like, "I think it's too much for me. I don't want to do that yet." And so one day it might happen, but it's not today.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah. Okay, my last one is I one time hooked up with someone during a Lucy Hale rape scene.
I don't think. No, I mean like now. I don't know. What did it change the mood? Going to hell if you finished.
Did we finish?
We did not finish.
We did
We did not finish. The first time we met, we hooked up, and Lucy Hale was going through it on camera, and me and Jeff were like, we shouldn't do that.
We shouldn't do this.
So I think that was our sign to be friends, and here we are.
And we are iconic,
Iconic,
for getting
iconic.
through a Lucy Hale rape scene.
You can't use that word so frivolously.
Well, it was for a movie, so it's not like it really happened.
It was really, really.
Okay, give me your
Okay, let me pull
best
'em up.
3. I feel like this is gonna get us canceled if anything.
Let's see.
I know you have a fucking slew of them in your phone.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready? I firmly believe it is 100% okay to steal from the Salvation Army because they are against the gays and we are owed their clothes.
Okay, I gotta say, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad.
I'm just saying, this shirt didn't come from, nothing.
Not stealing from the Salvation Army.
You don't
I mean,
steal-
listen,
you've never stole from the Salvation Army?
Never.
Oh, okay.
I also
just
don't
me.
think I've ever been there.
You can't go to one in New York. You gotta go to one outside of New York.
Okay.
The good clothes are there, let me tell you.
Wait a second. I'm dying. Okay, give me the next one.
Okay. All right, this one's pretty wild.
No, worse.
I was at an orgy the other day, a Christmas orgy.
Okay.
So that's why I believe in God, because I got called off work and then I got to go to an orgy.
Okay.
So I was at an orgy, and the host got mad because I loaded up someone else. Can we talk about this on Snapchat? I'm gonna tell the story in Snapchat. If you don't like it, you can just delete it. I loaded up someone else, and the host got mad because he wanted my load. Mind you that he had 6 loads in him, but was mad at me and made the party weird and ended up canceling the orgy because of it.
Okay.
Don't my new shirt I'm gonna get is "Don't gatekeep my loads."
That is fucking wild because I've never heard of something. I don't know if I would. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna call it iconic for you
Going to
breaking
hell.
up an orgy. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
You broke it up.
I did.
The man himself sounds like a fucking psychopath who I'd never want to see again.
I was like, okay, got it.
I have a lot of questions for that,
I'll
but
answer
we'll
them
just
after this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, here's one for
Give
my.
me
I'm
one
doing one for
more.
my mother.
Okay.
When I was younger, I witnessed my mom putting a purple sweater into a present, like a present box.
Okay.
The next day for Christmas, she's opening presents, and there's a gift to mom from dad. So she opens the box. It's the purple sweater. And then she looks at my father and goes, "Wow, thanks, Mike," and kisses him. And I remember thinking as a kid that my mom is unwell.
So you think it's bad that she gifted her own presents? I think that's kind of iconic because she was obviously trying to put on a show for you guys
To show that they're
and make
still
it
in
look
love.
like they're still in love and this two-parent household and he knows what to get for her.
It's crazy.
But that's fucked up and crazy.
The more you know.
Okay, that was
The more you know, the more you know.
kind of exactly how I expected that to go.
Yeah.
I knew I asked the right person to play that game with
Thank you
me.
for having me today.
I do have one more question for you before we run off.
Okay.
A lot of kids who listen to this are younger
Yeah.
and might still live at home. Maybe they're in high school, college, still like relying on their family's money, if you will.
Yeah.
So if somebody is in a religious household, also trying to figure out their sexual identity, but doesn't know like when to come out, what to talk about, what to do, how do you think somebody should navigate religion with their sexuality?
I think it's important to separate religion and sexuality if it means you have to put yourself in an uncompromising position. For me, even prior to coming out, I told myself that I was never going to come out. Truly. And I meant that. I was like, maybe I'll hide the rest of my life and just live a life where like my parents don't really know me, blah, 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 blah. And there's no way to predict how your coming out will be. No one has a perfect coming out. Some people do, but that's part of like them coming out. So
Yeah.
my advice to you is just be kind to yourself. Take it slow and don't let anyone rush the process. And really, if you are outed, fucking be confident and be like, yeah, I am a fucking faggot. No, don't say that.
You could do that too. Yeah.
But it's truly just being kind to yourself because honestly, I love who I am and I wish I've embraced this part of me as a child. So baby Zachary, do better.
Yeah. Just like ride the wave.
Ride the wave.
And I feel like it could take you years, you know, like just because you tell your
Yeah.
best friend doesn't mean you have to tell your family
No,
3 days later.
You are as a
it's
gay,
steps,
as a queer individual, you're coming out 10 times a year.
literally.
You know what I mean? To a new coworker, to a new person, to your cat. You know what I mean? Like you're always coming out.
I still don't know if my grandpa even knows if I'm gay, to be honest.
Well, I think if he just opens Instagram.
Well, he's 84. How's he gonna know? He doesn't
I
have that
mean,
shit.
I guess you come off more like Jersey than like
Jersey? Oh,
with
bitch.
this jewelry
Fuck
and
off.
tank.
Fuck off. Okay, so tell everybody about your next book, where they can find you, and what's up.
We recently, my brother and I are on Instagram at Zakar Twins. We are doing a bunch of things. We're kind of taking social media slow right now. We're doing a revamp to the image. We're about to come out with a play and a book.
That's what you're good at, though. You like the book and play.
I do, but it's like a slow go. I wish it was coming out like tomorrow, but it's just like there's so much time and like energy that goes into it. So anyone listening, follow Zakar Twins and just follow our journey with us because it's going to be a fun one.
And that's that.
Thank you.
And you guys can tune in next week for another episode of Uncut with Jeff.
Bye.
Too bad you're not uncut, huh?
I'm cut.
Do you wish you were uncut?
No.